Hi guys, welcome back to Feel Well. I'm so happy you are here again for my third video. Today is a Q&A. I've been receiving a lot of questions for the past few days from my friends and family and newcomers. So I just wanted to take this time today to kind of just go through those questions and answer them. I'm going to be really rude today and be on my phone to look at these questions because I've screenshotted them. So I'm going to go ahead and answer them. The first question I received was, how do you develop a workout routine for yourself? And that very much depends on the person for what routine is going to be the best for you, and what your goals are, whether it's losing fat or gaining muscle or increasing your endurance. It just depends. For me, I always like to, if I'm going to weightlift, I like to focus on a part of my body, whether that's my legs or that's my arms, if I'm going to do bis and tris one day and then chest and back the next, and then always incorporating abs. I hate cardio, but that is probably the best for me to burn a lot of my fat, and then weightlifting is the best for me to gain my muscle back. So I do ripped, which is a high intensity of cardio class with weights, and because I feel like the misconception is that cardio always means you got to run on the treadmill or you got to ride the bike or something, and that's not the case. You can do it with weights. It just has to be a lot more reps of it for a longer amount of time. So that's what I recommend. It just depends on the person and what you want to focus on and what your goals are, and then you would kind of have to work from there. So that's what I would say about that. Next question I got was tips to stay motivated for the gym and or for people who don't have a gym membership. Tips to stay motivated is just to remember what you're going to the gym for, and remember that every time you get to the gym at least and you finish your workout, you're one step closer to making your goal an accomplishment. For people who don't have a gym membership, YouTube is a phenomenal resource. Finding an app, there's plenty of exercise apps too. There's a lot of things that you can do. I know there are community centers that you can belong to that aren't as expensive as a gym. So those are what I would recommend. I think they're just great resources. Essential products for people starting out. Number one is protein powder. I would recommend an Isolate. Chocolate for me always tastes the best. That's what I would recommend to have on hand because it has no carbs. So if you're on a low carb diet or if you're doing keto, they're friendly for those diets. Always having protein bars on hand in case you can't eat. You have one in your backpack or your purse, or in your car. So that way, if you're hungry, you can eat something healthy as opposed to whipping out a chocolate bar or something like that. Snacks, I would recommend dried fruit, peanuts, peanut butter, regular fruit, vegetables. Food prepping is always the best, so that way you can just pop something in the microwave and you can be in and out, and that's fairly quick. How long did it take you to stick to a workout routine, or how many tries? It took me a while because my freshman year I didn't really work out at all. And then I came back and I started exercising. I was doing 3 days a week. And then once I got more confident and I wanted to do more, then I got to 5 days. And now I do like 2 a days sometimes. So it just depends. Just the motivation is the biggest thing. If you stay motivated, then you will stick to a routine. And then you can slowly increase how often you go. You can start by going 1 day a week if you want 2 days, and then keep going from there once you get more comfortable, once you get on a routine of actually going. The biggest battle is just getting into the gym, because once you're there, you know you're going to work out. How to regroup if you've missed some days and or broken your diet. If you mess up on a Wednesday, just start again on Sunday and start the week strong. When you're starting out with a diet, I would recommend doing low carb. I would recommend doing 2 cheat days to begin with and having dessert on once a week. And when I say cheat days, I mean you can have a cheat meal. Doesn't mean you get to cheat the entire day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You just get to cheat for one of your meals. So make it count, make it good. So I would just start over on the next week. Your favorite workout gear, clothing, preferably for those on balling on a budget. Target is a wonderful place to go to. And then if you have the time and you're willing to dig, Nordstrom Rack and TJ Maxx are phenomenal. Like, I find a lot of my workout gear there. It just takes me a while because sometimes I have to dig through stuff, but those are great resources because their stuff is so reasonably priced and always really discounted from, the normal stores, or going to an outlet mall. I find a lot of my stuff also at Old Navy. So that is what I would recommend. Okay, so the next question is, do you typically eat after a workout? And I've heard different things. A lot of people say, eat within an hour. Like, you have to have high protein within an hour after you've worked out. My trainers also told me that it's okay to not eat right away. But what I feel the most comfortable with and what I feel like benefits me the most is having a smoothie with protein powder in it, or just a protein shake within the hour that I've worked out, preferably within 30 minutes, but that's just me. The best results are definitely within the hour. After that, I feel like it doesn't do the most for me. So that's what I typically do. You can either, like I said, get a protein shake that you've purchased, or if you want to make a smoothie. While I'm at school, I often make a smoothie with mixed berries, frozen ones, peanut butter, almond milk, and then my protein powder, and sometimes I'll throw in some spinach. And that's my protein shake. That's my go-to one because I'm getting a lot of antioxidants, fiber, and then almond milk because I don't really care for regular milk anymore. The next question is, what are some ways you help yourself feel well other than working out? And that's a great question because as much as I do love working out and as much as I love talking about it, there are so many other ways that I make myself feel well, whether that is puppy therapy with my little nugget of a baby, or that's going shopping, or spending time with some friends, or getting out of the house to just go for a drive to kind of clear my head. Once again, that's another thing that really depends on the person. Those are just some ways that I feel well. I also can always go and vent to a friend, and that kind of always puts me at ease. Or watching your favorite movie, listening to your favorite songs, and kind of just jamming out. Anything to kind of have a little bit of you time if that's what you want, because I think it's okay to have you time for a small period of time. Just make sure that you don't cross that line of just isolating yourself, because I get that a lot of people are more introverted, but you don't want to isolate yourself for days on a time either, just because that gets a little more scary. I get the little me time here and there because everyone needs it. Believe me, I do just as badly as the next person. So just doing something every day for yourself, whatever that is, whether that's grabbing some ice cream, whether that's, like I said, going to the mall, or it's going hiking, just doing something for just you that you want to do. One of the next questions I got asked was, how many times a day do you eat? I really like to stay consistent. My advice is always to eat 3 medium-sized meals. So you're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then 2 small snacks, whether that's a few peanuts or it's a banana or yogurt, just somewhere in there having a small snack. Now, I don't always get this accomplished. My thing is more so for me being a college student, I don't always have time to just eat, even though I'd love to just eat all day. I'd say the biggest thing is just to eat 3 meals a day. And making sure those meals are going to fill you up. So a lot of people think that a meal is going to fill you up just based off of how much carbs in it, and that's wrong. The higher the protein, the more it's going to fuel you. So, if you're going to have a bowl of rice, that's not going to really fill you up, because the carbs are just going to be stored as fat for later, for you to burn off during a exercise. Whereas your protein is going to help replenish your body, and that's the best you can do. So I would say 3 meals. One question I got asked if I was taking any supplements. I take biotin. And that's for hair, nails, and skin. For me, it just usually works on my hair or my nails, depends, kind of flip-flops. Um, so I take that and I take a multivitamin, but otherwise I don't really take much else unless you consider protein powder a supplement, but I personally wouldn't. Um, and then as far as what's my dieting, I try to eat as low carb as possible. Now that doesn't mean completely cutting out all carbs because I love my bagels. So I will usually try and just have one bagel a week, and that's it. As well as having one sweet a week, or if I need to nosh on something sweet, I'll have like a chocolate covered almond, or I'll have like an M&M, like a few of them, not like an excessive amount. Or having mixed fruit. I also like to have mixed berries, something like that, just to get that kind of sweet taste out of my mouth. But I try and eat a lot of protein and veggies, which I know can get kind of boring. But if you're cooking, you can always kind of change up whether it's the spices or your veggie. So there's a lot of possibilities because I'm always cooking while I'm at school. Um, and then lastly, I saved this question for last because it was probably the most deep and I had to think a lot about this. The final question is, how do you stop blocking people out of your life because you're scared you'll get hurt again? And I'm really trying to not get really emotional about this question. I'm so sorry. I really tried to not get super emotional about this question, but it really like hit home for me. Um, I definitely have a tendency to always have a wall up. I'm really sorry. To like have a wall up to protect myself from other people because I've been hurt so many times, whether that's by a friend or a significant other or just other factors. And it gets really easy just to block everyone else out and just trust yourself. So I get how that works. But I think the way you just start is by finding one person that you know you 100% can trust with a lot of information and that you know will never hurt you and has your best interest at heart, and start there. You don't have to go and have 18 people right away that you trust. I always have said having a smaller group of friends is better than having a large group of friends and being popular, because I just wanted my small group that I know I trust with my life. But I think it's just a matter of working on yourself and finding one person that you just know you can trust and talk to. And that's where you kind of start and you just move on from there. And if you just stick to one person, that's fine. You don't need to talk to more than that because Lord knows I don't like to. It's definitely the easy way out to just kind of push people away once you feel like they're getting close. But it's beneficial. Like, it's hard. It's really, really hard. But just, I would say, find one person. Find one person that you know has got your back 100%. That is my feedback. I hope this answered your questions. If you ever have any more, feel free to send me them and I'll save them and I'll do another one at some point down the line. I really do appreciate all of you, once again, watching this video, sending me in questions, spending time with me. I hope I make you feel a little bit more knowledgeable about what you asked, or if you didn't know, you have a little more insight. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on Friday here. And feel well. Remember to smile. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great one. Bye, guys.